Yeah, buddy. What is going on, guys? So we're gonna give it a few minutes, let everybody pile in here. Sure, there might be a little bit of a crowd tonight. It's been a while since Trucker Al's been on YouTube. Oh, oh, much better. I can see. All right, let's take a look, see if I can get this up. I don't even know if this is up and running. Casey Fuller says, "What's up?" Did I just hear ho? Somebody just say, "What up, ho?" I'm just trying to get my iPad to work. Apparently, it doesn't want to. All right. Apparently, I can't get this to work. Oh, we are going to have a hell of a video today. I could see it coming. Oh, here we go. Let's turn that down. All right, now we got the chat. Kenworth Ryder says, ho. I meant hi. April says, yeah, buddy. You're not in your new truck, I see. No, not yet. I'm still in the process of all this. Dude, that shit don't happen overnight. But we'll get into that. Let me move the steering wheel out of the way. Oh, so I went in to take a shower, and I really wasn't hungry. So I'm over at the coffee side of things, and I'm making my coffee, and two different people started talking about the chicken tenders and the macaroni and cheese. Now, for those of you that know me, when it comes to macaroni and cheese, there's just I don't there's no words for it. So of course it got my attention, and obsession, that might be a good word for it. So then I went over there and I was looking at them. I'm like, man, those chicken tenders look delicious. Man, that macaroni and cheese looks like it's slamming. So Trucker Al's fat ass had to get something. So I'm gonna do something that I normally wouldn't do, as you guys are aware. I never eat while I'm on camera. However, today we're making an exception because I wanted to Jax. Um, I wanted to do a live video because, I know it's been a while since I've been on, and I've had so much stuff going on over the last month and a half, 2 months, that it's just been absolutely nuts, insane. So, finding not only the time to do a live stream, but just to be in the right attitude for it. And with everything that's been going on, which you guys will see here in just a few moments, um, you guys will understand what I'm talking about. Casey says, where are you at? South Dakota. I was being South Dakota. I hope you guys don't mind that I'm going to eat while I'm doing this. For those of you that got a problem with it, you can take a hike and then watch the video later, fast forward it, but hopefully nobody's got any problems with it. So, maybe I should just let April do the videos. Everybody's talking to her. Why does everybody like her so much? I don't see what the hell the big deal is. What's fucking with you, babe? Jack says, no, you need to eat. No, I need to stop eating. I need to lose a little bit of weight. As I'm sitting here squeezing the ranch. You really are a fat bastard. All right, so let's get on with the topic. So, as you guys are aware that obviously I went back to Crete. Now, for probably the first, let's see, how long have I been back here? Since February 2nd. So we'll say almost 8 weeks. I'd say for the first 6 weeks, I was questioning whether or not I made the right decision. Now, don't think in the last 2 weeks that I've made up my mind. However, or changed my mind, I should say. However, the macaroni cheese is pretty good. It needs some salt, but it's damn good. For a freaking truck stop, that's some damn good mac and cheese. Alright, so now, I'm not going to get into all of the details, but we are going to talk about this company driving shit, because this shit's getting old. Now, over the last many weeks, I have been doing a lot of research into becoming an owner-operator. Now, I know that I've said it in the past that there ain't no way in hell that I would ever do that. However, in recent events and recent research, I have come to the conclusion that not only is that what I want to do and where I want to be, but that is probably what's best for me all around. Chicken tenders are a little dry. Because you made her famous. Yeah, I know. Trucker Loki says, "Hey, old man, I've taken up training." Oh, for the love of God. See, this is what the problem is with the freaking industry, is they make people like Loki trainers. Just messing with you, bud. Good for you. That's good. Hopefully you train them like I trained you. Don't be easy on them. You know what? This might be a good video for them to watch. So anyway, I'm going to stop reading the comments for a minute. Me too on the OD thing and maybe my own authority. Well, and we'll get into that. Jax, hopefully you can hang out for this video, because we're going to get into that too. He doesn't like to be told what to do, so being an owner is good. Nobody's telling me what the fuck to do. But anyways, so it all started with getting a crap ton of crap loads. I mean, 300-400 mile runs, 500-mile runs. There was a time where, and I'm just going to do bullet points here. I'm not going to get into all the details. But there was one point where I was in Edwardville, Illinois, dropped off a load, and I ended up having to wait 24 hours to find an empty trailer. Brian George says, "What's homie?" Man, I haven't seen you on here in forever. But just a whole bunch of crap, being the company driver. The fuel optimizer. Long time no see. Yeah, no shit. It has been a while, almost a year, if not longer. But the fuel optimizer, that's been getting out of control. Where they tell you, stop here, you can put 60 gallons in. Then this was one that I just had the other day. Stop at one location, put in 60 gallons. Literally go 20 miles down the road, put in 60 gallons. And then go 120 miles down the road and fill up. So within 2.5 hours, I was supposed to stop 3 times to get fuel. Martin, what's up, buddy? So, I'm sitting here looking at this, and I was in disbelief. I'm like, you're out of your mind. There's no way I'm stopping 3 times within, say, 120, 130 miles to get fuel. So what did Trucker L do? The first stop. I'm sitting there. Oh, shit. I forgot. Now I got full tanks. So, of course, I got a phone call about it. And then, I'm at Roaring Jesus, delicious. So, there's just been a lot of things going on with the company. Another good one was, and for you company drivers that are out there, don't let your companies bullshit you. And for the drivers, I know a couple of you guys work here at Schaefer, don't let them bullshit you. I was told you are no longer allowed to PC home. So in other words, for example, if you have a load that's getting you near your house, you drop off the load, but you're out of time on your clock, whether it's your 70 or your 11, you're out of drive time. You cannot PC home, is what I'm being told. So I asked him, I says, is this company policy or is this a new government law? Oh no, as of January 1st, government law, federal DOT states that you can no longer PC home for home time. Now, little does Schaefer know or Crete know that I am all over DOT laws and regulations. I know just about every single one of them out there. I'm not saying I know them all, but I'm very familiar with the laws and regulations when it comes to DOT. And I tried explaining to this lady that if she actually looks at the DOT regulation book, it actually states that you are allowed to PC home from any work site and any receiver. But it also states that it's in a nutshell, it's up to the officer's discretion. For example, if you drop a load off in West Virginia and you're going to PC home up to New York, if you just ran 11 hours of your driving and now you got a 7 or an 8 hour PC home, that might cause a problem. But, I mean, if you're only like an hour or two away, you can go ahead and PC home. But Creed's telling me you're not allowed to do that no more, which, bullshit. So, it's just little things like that. So then, this is a good one, and I'll even bring it up because this just happened today. So, like I said, a million things have been going on. Every day, there's something new. The loads are garbage. Mileage is shit. Now, Crete turns around and says this. The way that Crete's recruitment package worked, or used to work, was that you would get $1,000 for every single person that we bring into this company. So you would get $500 the day that they signed their paperwork and got hired on, and then $500 after the first 30 days, I believe it was. So we would get $1,000 for anybody that we brought in. Now, you guys know I'm not big on recruiting. I mean, if you guys want to come here, come here. If you want to put my name on it, go ahead. If not, I don't really care. So, I feel so bad for doing this on camera. So anyways, they decided to change it. And the way that they do it now is, this just came out last week. We're now going to give you $500 when they get hired on. And now you're going to get a penny for every mile that they drive for the first year. I don't know if you're going to get a weekly paycheck on that. You know, if they did 3,000 miles, you're going to get a penny for 3,000 miles. I don't know. Brian George says, fat ass. Yeah, that's not the fucking pot calling the kettle black. Black. You probably weigh more than me. Tons of fun. So, um, then they turn around and they announce that just the other day that all OTR drivers, now they didn't say much about dedicated and regional, but all OTR drivers, yeah, that just came out, is going to get a 5-cent raise. What they didn't tell you is that they're knocking down your mileage. This is the oldest trick in the book. They'll increase your mileage pay. They'll make it look good. Now, I'm not bullshitting anybody on this. In the 8 weeks that I've been back here, I have not had 1 week over. No, I'm sorry. Before I lie to you, I had 1 week that was over 2,500 miles. Every single week, other than that one. And the only reason why I got more on that one was because the load that I was on overlapped the end of payroll. So that 1,600 miles ended up going on to the following week. However, if you were to take that 1,600 mile run and put it back to the week that I actually did the run, then that statement would be true. It would be every week. But since I have been back here, I have not had a single week over 2,500 miles, except for that one. Absolutely ridiculous. And like I said, then they sit there and sugarcoat everything by like, oh, we're going to give everybody a 5-cent raise. Kendall, what's up, buddy? All I am going to pull the bullshit flag on Creed on that. Yeah, I know. But see, now I'm sure there were a ton of drivers that were like, oh my God, we're getting a 5-cent raise. And they think that it's like the best thing since sliced bread. I mean, when you're only getting 2,000 or 2,500 miles a week, your 67 cents a mile ain't shit. But, a lot of drivers, they don't see this. Stephen Welch. Yeah, buddy. So, I've been talking to some people, owner operators, and things like that, and doing a lot of research on it. And that's where Trucker Al is heading. Trucker Al is going to buy a truck. And I'm going on my own. Now, I'm not doing it for the money. I mean, the money to me is just more of a bonus. I'm doing it for the freedom. One, it's my truck. I can do whatever the hell I want to it. If I want to put a booming stereo system in here, I can. My truck's not going to be governed. I don't have to worry about doing this 65 mile an hour bullshit. I can fuel whenever, wherever, and however I want. I can go home whenever, however long I want. The levels of freedom as far as becoming an owner operator has superseded the shit here at Crete. Thinking about going lease up. What do you think? If you're gonna do a lease up, you might as well just save up some money and go owner op. And here's why I say that. And I know Trucker Will's, he'll probably agree with me. Especially now that Trucker Will has been doing some research on becoming an owner-operator as well. But here's the thing when it comes to lease operators. You're still operated by the company. So say, for example, like you go and do a lease op at Prime. Yes, you're paying for the truck. Yes, you're paying for the fuel. Yes, you're paying for the road tax and all that hunky-dory shit. Yes, you can call yourself whatever you want. Lease operator, owner operator, whatever. However, you're still running customer freight. Now, this is where things are going to change. Customer freight pays way different than, say, for example, the spot market. So now, if you were to look at the rates on, say, like the DAT board, just to give you an example, if you're a lease operator, say at Prime, Prime is the one that's sending you the loads. So you're pulling customer freight. You're working for customers or for Prime's customers. Now, Prime will pay you, I don't know, what is it, 72 or 72% of the load or whatever the case is. But understand you're still pulling customer freight at customer prices. So when Prime, at the beginning of the year or whatever their contracts are up, they're going to go to these big companies like Hershey and General Mills and, stuff like that, and they negotiate pricing. Now, the way that it works is typically these mega carriers will come in at a much lower rate because they can do more freight because of the amount of trucks that they have. So they can come in at a much lower rate. Now, if you're getting 77% or 72% of the load, you're getting 72% of that much lower rate. So, for example, if you were to pick up a load, say in Atlanta, Georgia, now we'll talk on the Prime side of things. If you pick up a load, say in Atlanta, Georgia, that's going to, we'll say Dallas, Texas. That load at Prime might pay somewhere around, say, $2,800, something like that. Now, I don't have a calculator on me, and I'm not going to do the math, but figure it out. 72% of $2,800, it is what it is. Now, if you go on the DAT board and you're working off the spot market, that same very load that picks up in Atlanta that's going to Dallas, Texas, is probably paying $4,700, $4,800 for that load. You might even be able to get it for $5,200 if you know how to hustle the planners. And you're getting 88% of that load. Now, the other factors that you have to take into effect when it comes to lease op to owner op is when you buy a truck, say for example at a dealer, your weekly payment on that truck is going to be way less. And what I mean by way less, I'm talking like $300-$400 a week versus a lease at Prime, you're looking at almost $1,100 a week. So there alone, you're saving $700-$800 a week just on the truck payment. So, like I said, I mean, there's a big difference in pricing when it comes to lease op and owner op, and which is why I'm going owner op. What did they tell you when you fueled up all the way? Are you in trouble? Hell no, I ain't in trouble. You're not putting me in trouble. You can come and get this fucking truck. They just said, oh, keep an eye on it. You were only supposed to get 60 gallons and you put in 100. It was 124 gallons I put in. I said, listen, I'm not stopping. And I explained it to my assistant fleet manager. I'm like, listen, it said this, it said that, and it said this. She goes, oh, next time it does that, she goes, make sure you call us. I'm like, okay. Give me your cell number so I can call you at 2 o'clock in the morning when I'm sitting there at fucking Love's fueling up and you want me to get 60 gallons. Because I run the overnights. Hold on, I was going to bring this up in a minute. You're going to start your own company. Oh, we could discuss that. Because Jack said the same thing. Jack had talked about her own authority. This is what I've found out. Okay, the company that I'm going to be going to, they pay 88% of the load. So they obviously take 12%. But the 12% that they're taking, it's because they do all the backdoor shit. Okay, that's what we'll call it, the back end, the backdoor shit. They take care of the stickers, the plates on the truck. They take care of all that crap that I don't want to take care of. I don't want to have to keep track of my um, have to renew my plates all the damn time. Because now, if you latch onto a company and they're going to pay you 88% of the load, and they're only taking 12%, but they're going to do all this other crap for you. They're going to take care of all the miscellaneous BS. I would rather do something like that than to end up getting my own DOT and running under my own authority. To me, I just feel that it's less headaches, and I believe that the 12% that I'm gonna be paying them is well worth it. So, Ryan George left. Talk to you later. I'm out. Good to see you. All right, they're tons of fun. Man, I haven't seen that boy in a while. I used to drive tow trucks with him. Good dude, though. Funny as shit. Him and I, we didn't get along in the beginning. Him and I used to butt heads because our personalities are a lot alike. But once him and I started getting along, I think we developed a different respect for each other, and he's funny as shit. So now, damn, my chicken's getting he's fucking cold. This freaking air's on. Freaking 40 degrees. I got the AC on. How am I doing? So that's my take on lease op and owner op and then running under your own authority. I'd rather, pay a company 80 or I get paid 88% of the load, and I book my own loads. So I got a friend of mine. He was nice enough to hook me up. I got what's called the DAP board. It's an app on my phone where I can go on, look at the loads, what loads are available, what they're paying. Um, and my God, why the frick I didn't do this a year ago is beyond me. But hey, man, everything happens for a reason when the time's right. I'm hoping within the next 2 to 3 weeks that I'll have everything in place. But as any owner operator will tell you, it's not as easy as things sound. It is very difficult to get started, but once you get started, it's life changing. Now, let me read this because I brought this up for a reason. This is something else that Creed sent out today. Um, fucking blows my mind. What the hell? Whatever. All right, so this is what was sent out today. It says, "Hello, drivers. Please follow what is sent out with your original load information for fueling and routing. We have had many drivers calling in asking for endless or needless changes. When we make changes to the system, it is still going to show that you are non-compliant if you are altering from the original information that is sent out. We can only change the ones that have to be done, for example, if the pumps are not working or any other valid reason. Changing them for showers or other personal reasons are not an option. We are checking on these every single day, and we will be in touch with every driver that this needs to be worked with." So in other words, when they send us over a load assignment, they send us the fuel optimizer and they also send a route plan. In the year and a half that I've been on and off here, I've never once opened up one of those route solutions. Because it's always like the U.S. highways. It's all the back roads. Ain't happening. So I sent him a message back. And I was quite the smart ass. And I said, yeah, I'll read it to you. I said, "So now we can't change the routes either, even if we find a shorter or faster route." I says, "What's next? Are you guys going to come in and drive the truck for us?" These companies are taking over 100% control of these trucks. They have technology that drive the trucks. We're just co-pilots. It's getting to the point to where we can no longer decline loads. And now they're telling us we can't go off route. So, for example, let me see if I can bring it up on here. I saved the email. Jack says, "What about that?" What about it, Jack? What do you want to know? Running off the dashboard? That's what I'm going to be doing. Email me the company info. All right. It's called EGL. They're based out of Chicago. But you got to buy a truck. They're not a company that you can go and lease a truck from them. You have to go to the dealer, buy your own truck, and then you can latch it on with them. And that is proven to be the hardest task, finding the right truck. Hey, still have a good thing. Talking nice. He goes, "Hey, good thing he was talking nice." I don't talk shit about people. I wouldn't say anything behind somebody's back that I wouldn't say to their face. I don't hide shit. So, I saved the email for you. I don't know what email you're talking about. Oh, his email address. Gotcha. I think I already have it in my phone. Loki was one of my students when I was at England. So now, like I said, the companies are trying to take full control over their drivers to where we can't even drive these freaking trucks anymore. Like I said, technology drives them. They got, like, the new Freightliners. If you guys have not checked out the new 2020 or 2022 Freightliners, what a fucking joke. Now they have the feature in these trucks where when you're driving down the road, not only do they have the lane departure warning, like, you know, when you get near the line, through the speakers, the fucking steering wheel, it holds you center in the lane. So if you start drifting, the steering wheel will force you over back center with the lane. Now, for those of you that are freaking truck drivers, let me ask you one question. How many times are you in the right-hand lane, just driving down the road? I don't give a fuck how fast you're going. Driving down the road. One of these super truckers goes flying past you. My sound effects are amazing, I know. As they're passing you, the ass end of their trailer is halfway into your lane. So now you have to veer off to the shoulder so the ass end of their trailer doesn't hit you. How often does that happen? Stephen Welch just said exactly what I just said. And I know damn well he didn't type it that fast. How many times does that happen to a truck driver? You're in the right lane, somebody's passing you, and as they're passing you, their ass end of their trailer's halfway into your lane. All the time. You go to steer right to avoid them. Your front sensors aren't picking up his truck. The truck is going to force you back into him. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of accidents coming up. A lot. Let me ask you this. What happens in the wintertime when the roads are covered? Now, we all play that game in the winter. Whose lane is it anyways? Every truck driver in here has played that game. Whose lane is it? You're driving down the road. You might be halfway in, in the middle. It doesn't matter. We all play that game in the winter. All of a sudden, the sensor picks up that you're out of your lane. It forces the steering wheel to veer either right or left to make sure that you're centered in a lane. The steering wheel is going to force your truck to veer right or veer left in and on the snow. You're going to hit the brakes. What's going to happen? You got a steering wheel that forced itself to turn in either direction. You, as a driver, are going to automatically hit the brakes. What's going to happen to that trailer behind you? Gregory, what's going on? See, he said every fucking time. Right. I'm doing. I know, man. I know. I yell at people every single night. I just had one, Old Dominion. Oh my God. He wasn't passing me at a high rate of speed, but when he was coming over, it wasn't that he was drifting into my lane. That motherfucker was coming over whether I was there or not. I freaking hit the brakes, and I'm watching this guy. I'm like, you got to be freaking kidding. I'm grabbing the radio. I'm mother effing him left and right. And he had a radio in his truck. I saw it when he went by. Whether or not it was on is a whole other story, because he didn't respond. But he dare took off the front end of this truck. And, I get it. He was probably an ex-Crete driver. Hang on, I'm going to shed some light on in the situation. Shed some light in the situation. He may have been an ex-Crete driver. Maybe Crete screwed him over, or he doesn't like Crete. So what do they always do? Take it out on current drivers. And that's fine. I get it. But I'll tell you what, the next couple of trucks that pulled that bullshit, I stayed right in my lane. You know what? Hit the truck. I don't give a damn anymore. Hit it. Don't care. Tonight's going to be interesting. I'm not getting out of my lane tonight. The way Creed's got me feeling, hit the bitch. I don't give a damn. Don't care. So I called the asset manager this morning, and we're going to go back to calling her the ass hat. So I called the ass hat this morning, and I started talking to her about, now this is the third time that I've done this. I started talking to her about trying to get more mileage. And according to her, she has done all that she can to get me the most amount of miles that were available. Horseshit. So then, I had to get the strip club going. So obviously I didn't get nowheres with her. That was a lost cause, and I knew I wasn't. I didn't get anywheres with her the first two times either. So, but this is why I have decided to go owner op, because the amount of bullshit that a driver goes through as a company driver. Let me know if that's too loud. There's a long-nosed Peterbilt next to me. He's got a cat motor that's louder than shit. How does part of the song go? My don't give a damn is busted. I don't know. I'd have to look that one up. So with all of, like I said, with all of the shit that this company is doing, and the thing is like, I've actually talked to the CEO in the past, and I've tried, talking to him about, a lot of the safety features on here, and how some of these are more dangerous than anything. Like, for example, the Bendix system, it has an anti-collision warning, and these trucks have a tendency to be afraid of their own freaking shadow. So what happens is that the sensor picks something up in front of the truck. If it senses it for too long, it's going to automatically set your brakes. It'll start your brake pedal, and then at some point it'll set your brakes. I've had it happen. But every now and then, you'll be sitting there driving, and like I said, I drive at night, guys. It's nice and quiet. I got the radio going. Things are going nice and smooth, and then all of a sudden, you get that red warning and that loud beep in the dash. It's enough to scare the shit out of you. And it turns out that it's afraid of its own freaking shadow. Oh. Let's see. That's why I'm grateful for being in a company that gives me access to the load board and pick all my loads. All right, there, Loki. So, if you're able to pick your own loads, do they also give you the Raycon for your loads? It's Aries time. The O sounds good with that company. What's the double O? Yeah, April's birthday is coming up soon. Next week. Wife car does the same shit, Al. Oh, I know. Now, it's one thing being in a car and having it doing it. Imagine being in a semi truck with a 45,000 pound load. Oh, here comes the birthdays. The birthdays. 1 year older day. I like that. Yeah, I see. Oh, owner op. I got you. Get that. I'm on mileage. The IC and owner ops get that. I'm on mileage. Wait a minute. So you're running off the dashboard, but you're getting paid mileage? What the hell kind of crock of shit is that? You'd be better off a percentage. Trucker P says, just sent you a message on Facebook today about being on YouTube. I know. That was one of the reasons why I kind of pushed it for today, because, well, one, Creed's got me all wired up, and so I haven't slept. I got up at, let me think about this. I probably shouldn't say anything, but fuck it, I really don't care. I got up at like 3 in the morning, something like that, and I only had a few hours to drive to make the delivery and then pick up this load. So I knocked that out, and I shut back down at, I'll tell you here in a minute. I shut down by 10:30 in the morning. So I've been sitting here since 10:30 this morning. I went in, got something to eat, came back out here, tried going to bed. I tossed and turned. I tried everything. I couldn't fall asleep. So I said, to hell with it. I went in, took a shower, came back out, and here I am. Like, hell with it. I got time before I can leave, so we'll do YouTube. I ran 40 hours in 3 days on 3 days a local driver. Running more than I am as an OTR driver. Figure that one out. Here's another thing. My check engine light. I got 2 lights. There's an engine light and then there's a check engine light. They both have been on for over 2.5 weeks. So I have said on multiple occasions that I need to get to a terminal so I can get this fixed. Now, this truck here, I can scan my own codes. So I ran the code, and it's a 4357 code, which is an ATS electrical problem. ATS is the auto shift transmission. So there's an electrical problem with the transmission in this truck. Could be a bad sensor, could be a bad wire, could be a short, could be a bad harness, could be a million things. So at one point I got to Lincoln, Nebraska, our headquarters, no less. I walked in, gave them the keys to the truck, or a set of keys to the truck, and they told me that they couldn't even look at my truck until the following day. Like, that ain't happening. I'm not sitting around. Because it's going to take them probably a day, day and a half, just to find the problem and fix it. So I'd be sitting for 2.5, 3 days not getting paid. So they ended up, I called the asset, and she ended up giving me a load out of there. I'm not even going to get into that fucking story. But I got out of there, and the truck's running fine. Not acting any different whatsoever. I'm not smelling anything burning just yet. But on multiple occasions, I've said, hey, listen, this truck's got to get into a terminal and get fixed. Here I am 2.5 weeks later. Let's see. That's why I'm interested in getting my own truck. Only getting 40.5 solo and 0.44.5 with a student. Wait a minute. Loki, you're running loads for 40 cents a mile and 44.5 cents a mile? What have you been out here? 2 years? I sneak into TA. I tried that once. I did Loves and TA. They won't do it because apparently they're on like a 3 hour maximum. So if any job looks or feels like it's going to take longer than 3 hours, they won't touch it. Hey, Martin, won't give her any ideas, huh? 2 years in June. Dude, you got to find something better than that. I don't give a shit if you're running off the DAT board or not, but 40 or 44 cents a mile, I wouldn't get out of bed for that. Now, let me say this for those of you. I mean, there's 19 people in here, so there's actually more people in here now than when I started this. Let me say this. I'm not I'm not bashing the company side of things. I know a lot of people out here, some of you guys may not be out here as a lifelong career or a 30-year career, or you guys are just out here to make, some money to get you somewhere else. I'm not saying don't be a company driver, because I mean, think about it. I mean, for the first 3 years, I mean, I was dead set against becoming an owner operator. I didn't want no part of it. To me, it was, I looked at owner operators as it's just more headaches. I got to worry about if the truck breaks down, and I got to pay, out of pocket when my truck breaks down, and things like that. However, I also didn't know what owner operators are truly getting paid. So, I'm not going to get into numbers, because that's not really what I do. Chucker Will is the one that likes to do numbers. If you guys have ever watched his Settlement Fridays, he likes to get specific with numbers. I, however, on the other hand, will not ever get specific with my numbers for many different reasons. Um, but all I will say is when I realized what the owner operators get paid, it kind of changed my whole outlook on things in every aspect. So, um, it was at that moment that I had made it a goal to become an owner operator. I make 52 cents at a year at Crete. You've been with Crete for a year and you're making 52 cents a mile? Brandon, do you do the fuck they call it? The per diem? All right. I'm not going to get into specifics. Um, but Brandon, once I'm done here at Crete, you and I'll have a conversation. I'll have to remember this. Crete keeps turning me down. They won't tell me why. I don't know. It's odd that they keep turning you down because they sit here and bitch, complain, piss, and fucking moan every fucking week that they're hurting for drivers. I'm currently in South Dakota. April 17th is my year. Wow. And you do the per diem, and you're only doing 52 cents a mile. I've been on and off. I haven't been here consistently, as you all know. But I will say I make considerably much more than that. And that's fucking sad. I don't know if it's my experience. Brandon, how long have you been a truck driver? This is what pisses me the fuck off is when companies do shit like this. And I know I shouldn't say anything, but I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll see why they don't give miles. Yeah, I know. But, this is why I said, as far as becoming an owner operator, that's another thing that is a big change. So going from a company driver, I am constantly on the phone almost every single day, pushing for more miles, pushing for better loads. Because, like I said, I've been only getting 4 or 5, 600-mile runs. Every now and then, I'll get a decent run. Decent, I mean, for example, like the one I'm in now. I got one that's going from South Dakota over to Maryland. It's a 1,350-mile run. That's not bad. However, it is a fucking 45,000-pound load. I'm going to have to go through the freaking hills in Pennsylvania with this thing, but in a governed truck. I've been driving a year and a half. That may be why, but I think that's horseshit, though. I don't know why they're paying you much less than what I'm making. Because it's not just a few cents either. It's actually quite a bit. But we'll have that conversation after I leave Creek, because then afterwards I don't really give a shit. Right now I don't want to light any fires just yet because I'm not home. So as a company driver, you're always going to push for more miles because that's how you make your money. You don't make any money by sitting around at shippers and receivers all day, every day. So you kind of push for loads. Now, I've had other drivers. Brandon, you work at Crete. I mean, if you want, and try to, please be honest about it. On average, how many miles are you getting, week to week on average? So take the, say the last 4 or 5 weeks. How many miles are you averaging? So, like I said, I've had 1 week in the last 8 weeks that was over 2,500 miles. You're reefer too, though. Yes, I am reefer. But reefer only, supposedly, I think reefer only gets paid like 2 or 3 cents more a mile compared to the dry vans. It's supposed to be, anyways. But so, like I said, when you're a company driver, you're pushing for loads to get more miles because the more miles you make, the more money you make. Now, when it comes to being an owner operator, you want those short runs. You're looking. It's not so much the mileage. You're looking at what the load pays. So, say for example, you've got a load that's paying, or say it's going 1,000 miles, and it's paying you $4,000 to do that load. You're looking at that load like, okay, that's paying $4 a mile to do that load. That's a damn good load. It's only going 1,000 miles. Now remember, you're in a truck that's not governed. So if the speed limit, like for example out here, some speed limits out here are 80 miles an hour. Not saying you're going to do 80, but you're not going to be doing 65 either. So you can definitely get a lot more miles on a ungoverned truck versus a 65 mile an hour truck, obviously. So, um, so you're, being an owner operator, when you're running off the dashboard, there's a lot of different factors into what is considered a decent load. And so having the mindset for all these years of, pushing for more miles and the coast to coast runs and, stuff like that, to buying my own truck and now looking at multiple factors to determine what's a decent load and is it worth it. I don't care as far, like when I become an owner operator, I don't care about the long hauls. If it's paying well enough, I'll do the load, but it has to be paying well enough. I'm going to be looking for those, 3, 4, or 500 mile runs that are paying, 1,500, $2,000. Anything over $3 a mile for a load, I would consider a damn good load. Anything much less than that, it's kind of really not worth your time, especially nowadays with the, price of fuel going up as high as it is. So Brandon says, well, I make $700 to $1,100 a week. Now, see, that type of paycheck would piss me right off. No. Mm-mm. Where did I see? Oh, Loki said it. By tomorrow, I'll be over 3,000 miles for the week. That's sad because you're going to, okay, so say, for example, you got 3,000 miles for the week. If you're only making 40 cents a mile, that's $1,200. Now, if I was to make 3,000 miles, I would be pushing 2 grand for that load, for that run. If I was at 3,000 miles for the week, I'd be pushing 2 grand. You're only making 1,200 on that. And then you take out taxes. What'd you make? $900? Maybe a grand? West Carson TV. What's going on, buddy? So now you know pretty much what I've been dealing with. Like I said, it's just, this is why I haven't been on YouTube. Now, what are my plans for YouTube? Just so everybody knows. Because, and I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I love the fact that you guys are reaching out to me. I really do. But every single day, I get messages from multiple people asking whether or not I'm alive. I know Zoltan. I know he's not here, of course. But he messaged me the other day asking me if I was alive. Um, I get Facebook messages. I get comments on old YouTube videos. I get all kinds of messages that asking where the hell I've been and what I've been up to. And, like I've been trying to tell everybody, it's just I've been busier than shit. And what I mean by busy, it's not only am I running the loads, doing what I can here at Crete, but, I'm on the phone with other owner operators, doing a lot of research on becoming an owner operator. I had to file for my own LLC, my EIN, and my Duns and Brooks. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff that goes into, the process of starting your own business and, stuff like that. And then it's, a matter of finances, paying off bills and, you know, moving things around, getting to a point to where I can purchase a truck. So, and then, you guys can, I mean, think about it. There's just as many truck dealers as there are car dealers out there. And, I know, like a friend of mine, he went through a lot of shady shit with the dealer he just went through. And you know what? Fuck it. I'll call him out. Ohio truck sales. Oh my God, what a shit show. Somebody ought to literally go over there and set that fucking shit show on fire. This guy just hopped the fucking curb. Over the scale. Oh my God, what are you doing? I'd turn the camera around, but you guys wouldn't see anything because of his headlights. Oh no, he's trying to get onto the scale and misjudge the turn. What a dumbass. Loki says if you start your own company, I'll come drive for you. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I mean, well, the LLC is paid for and it's being processed right now. So I will have, my own business and stuff like that. Whether or not I'm going to buy multiple trucks is yet to be determined. I do know of quite a few of you guys, even I know, like Loki just said, he'd drive for me. My buddy Casey, I know I can get him to drive. My buddy Jeremy wants to drive for me. So I've got a lot of people that want to drive. And I know a lot of it is because they know damn well that I'm going to fucking pay them and that I'm going to do them right. So, I know what it takes to, make a driver happy. And the thought is there. I'm not going to say it's not. Because once I get into my truck and I get out running, I could very easily buy other trucks, rather quickly. And I may. Like I said, the thought is there, so, don't rule that out just yet. Jack says, I would too. So, Kenworth Rider says, Swift driver? No, that was, I've never heard of him. It was P&M. Might have been an owner-operator, but he's driving like a bat out of hell through here. So, it, like I said, the thought is there. It's a very good possibility. If I decide to do something like that, it will be within the next year. If I'm going to buy multiple trucks or not. So, like I said, we'll see. I mean, I would love to get to a point where I can, get, say, for example, 5, 6 trucks out here. And I think at that point I would end up coming off the road and I'll give somebody my truck. And then I would go home and pretty much take care of the business. So I would, if, I don't know if I'd have anybody running off the dashboard, but we'd see. But I mean, if it turns out that I'm, dispatching out the loads, keeping up with 5 trucks throughout the country, it would be a lot of work. And I'm not sure if I'd be able to handle it on my own. However, I mean, I do have people that I can even hire at home. Not just April, but I've got other people that I can hire at home, to help me out as far as dispatching and stuff like that. So, and I would have it, of course, set up to where, somebody's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So, like I said, the thought's there, but I like to take things step by step. I don't want to plan that far ahead. So the first step is, me actually getting into my own truck and getting the business off the ground. I've got a decent nest egg set aside. One of those cover your ass type deals. So, when I actually do buy the truck, I'm going to have enough put off to the side in case something stupid happens. But I just got to get to that point. Like I said, hopefully, if all goes as what's currently planned, I'm thinking somewhere in the next 2 to 3 weeks. It might be longer. Who knows? But my son-in-law just became owner-operator, and he financed his truck. Now, financed his truck through a dealer or did he become an owner operator and financed it through a big mega carrier like Prime or Hirschbach? Or if he bought the truck at a dealer and he became an owner operator, congratulations to him. Good move. My wife said she would help me if I ever got a truck. You know, when it comes to becoming an owner operator, that's the hardest part, is finding a truck. You know, because there's so much shady shit that goes on with some of these dealers. And I don't understand how these places are even in freaking business. But, you know, getting a truck, and like I said, the first thing you need to do is you need to get your own LLC. You got to get your EIN and your Duns and Brooks. Once you have that stuff in place, then you can work on finding a truck. Once you find a truck, then you got to go there. You got to look at the truck. You got to get it, you know, depending on what insurance company you go through, you may or may not have to get it DOT inspected. And then, you know, it's a matter of getting your truck to whatever company you're going to go to. So if you're going to run for a smaller company and run under their authority, then you got to get the truck up to them, and then you got to plate it and all that good stuff. And then, um, you know, sign all the paperwork for all that. If you're running under your own authority, then you got to get the plates for the truck and, you know, do the whole IFTA thing. And there's a lot of work that goes into the process of becoming an owner operator. However, it may be a lot of hard work and it may be a lot of pain in the asses, but in the end, it's worth it by far. You got it through the dealer. Good move. Good move. Congratulations to him. Jack says my meds are kicking in. Got to go take care of safe travels. All right, Jack. Yeah. What time are we looking at? All right, so we got a little bit of time left before. And the thing is, I don't have to leave. I'm like, this is another thing that pisses me off with the company crap. So, for example, I picked up this load early this morning. It's a preloaded trailer. It delivers in Maryland on the 4th. Anytime. It's a drop load. Now, for whatever reason, it says we can't drop early, but I think we can. But the way that it's scheduled is they gave me till the 4th. Anytime on the 4th. It's only going 1,300 miles. So if I did 650 a day, I'll have it there by Saturday afternoon. But it technically doesn't drop until Monday. Monday? Sunday. Sunday. But I could have it there Saturday. So I'm gonna kind of push it a little bit. I know I shouldn't, because here's what I have currently planned. So right now, like I said, I'm in South Dakota. This load's going over to Maryland. From where the receiver is to our terminal in New Kingstown, Pennsylvania, is only 90 miles. Now, I've been running off recaps. So the game plan is for me to run this load in to Maryland, drop it off there, then deadhead up to New Kingstown to put the terminal, or to put the truck into the shop at the terminal. They're supposedly going to fix it then. And then in that process, I'm also going to do a 34 reset and reset my clocks. Now I get, as far as recaps go, let's see what I get. This will give you an idea on how I run anyways. So tonight I get back 11 hours and 28 minutes, and then tomorrow night I get 10 hours and 17 minutes. That's what I get back in recaps. So it gives me plenty of time to get the load there. See what happens. Yeah, the guy is super smart. He's only 25. I'll probably be driving for him in the future. He's from India. Good job, he's a smart guy. Nice. 25 years old, owner operator. Kudos to him. Damn smart. Wish I did this at 25. Where the hell was I at 25? I was in a position I could have fucking did it. I should have kicked myself in the ass for that one. Yeah. All right, one more cigarette. We're gonna call it a night because I gotta get ready to roll. Like I said, I don't have to. I haven't slept. I'm not gonna sleep anyways. Cup of coffee. Just took a shower. I'll be up all night long. Plus, with all the shit that I've been going through with Crete, like I said, it's hard for me to fall asleep. And the thing is, it's like, before today, I was just starting to relax. Like I've gone countless nights where I didn't sleep, or days, or whatever, that I had, a hard time sleeping. And it's the stress, it's the bullshit that this company puts you through. So, plus I got my own personal stuff going on. I mean, I've been reaching out to my ex-wife countless freaking times, trying to, get her to allow me to communicate with my kids, and she just ignores everything. So, there's just a lot of stuff that's going on, and like I said, I just can't freaking sleep. So, I don't know. Such is life. What do you do when you can't sleep? Drive. That's cool. That company you are going to, how old a truck do they take? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. They'll take it. As long as if you'll legally pass a DOT inspection, he doesn't mind. Hell, the last truck I was looking at Ohio Truck Sales, that was a 2000 Peterbilt 379 that I was looking at. Like I said, I think as long as if it's legal, doesn't matter. Hey, the thing that kills me is that freaking Peterbilt. Look, that looked like a nice damn truck. I wanted that truck. Peterbilt 379 had a freshly rebuilt cat motor in it, 500 horse. Was it it was a 13 speed maybe? Something like that. I don't know how many gears were in that damn thing. It's either 13 or 16. I don't remember. But purple, man, I wanted that truck. Yeah, April says it was purple. Those cars, and I hate stress. Yeah, don't we all? Well, see, that's what I'm trying to eliminate. Okay, and being the company driver is what stresses me out. As far as my ex-wife and that crap, I've been dealing with that for 3 years. I mean, she hasn't allowed me to see or talk to my kids in 2.5 years as it is. And she knows I have every single text message and email I've ever sent her. I've got it all saved into a file. My kids are going to see this someday. And they're going to look at it like she did everything to keep the kids, to keep their father away from them. These kids are going to resent her for that. I can't control that. Now, so whatever happens in the future, when the kids end up despising her or hating her for the things that she's done, that's on her. It is what it is. It sucks on my end because I want to be a father to my kids, and you know, I want to be there for my kids, and I want to teach them things, and I want to do things with them. But if her mother's going to be the type of person that she is, there's nothing I can do about it. Like I said, we've already been through the whole court system and everything else, and seeing that she goes into the court system and lies through her freaking teeth, it's out of my control. I'm not going to turn around and go spend another $3,000 on lawyers, seeing that I'm already $8,000 in on them. I'm not going to go spend another $3,000 just for her to go in front of a judge and lie through her teeth again. She has become quite the compulsive liar over the last few years, and I'm just not dealing with her bullshit. So, like I said, I'll wait until the kids get older, show them everything that they need to see, you know, because I'm sure one of the questions out of their mouth is going to be, "Daddy, where have you been?" I've been right here. I did everything I can to be in your life. Your mother did everything she can to keep me out of your life. And here, look. Here's all the text messages, the emails, everything I've ever sent her trying to get in touch with you guys to try to stay in your life. She's the one that pulled us apart. That's a whole different level of stress. The shit that I go through as a company driver, like I said, I think the hardest part, the very hardest part, is the fact that I have somebody who sits behind a freaking desk for 8 hours a day, goes home every single night, has every single weekend off, and yet these people actually have the audacity to tell me how to drive my truck. That's what pisses me off the most. It's one thing if the CEOs of the company want to put governors on the truck. Fuel, safety, whatever bullshit excuse they want to give you, whatever, it is what it is. Every truck I've ever driven except for one has been leveled at or governed at 65 miles an hour. It is what it is. I'm used to it. I can get through life in it. But when you tell us when and where to stop to get fuel, how much fuel we're allowed to put in, and give us this bullshit of 60 gallons at a time, and making us stop 2 and 3 times in a one drive shift just to get fuel is horseshit. And now you tell us that we have to follow the routes that the computer gives us because technology is 100%. We trust 100% into our technology. For example, this load here, they want me to go out the 90, shoot down into Chicago, downtown Chicago, right through the middle of the city, down to the 80 and then shoot across. Now, I could take whatever interstate this here is, at 29, 39, whatever the fuck it is. I could take this down, straight down to the 80, shoot across to the 80 and bypass Chicago, and it's actually 42 miles less. Nope. I have to follow this one and go to the 90 and go through downtown Chicago because that's safer and more fuel efficient. If I go the 90 and then down into Chicago, it's safer and more fuel efficient. However, if I go the route that I planned, it was 42 miles less and bypasses downtown Chicago. And if I leave here at 9:30 tonight, as I'm planning on, 9:30 Central Time, by the way, I will hit downtown Chicago at rush hour traffic tomorrow morning, but that's safer. That's the shit that pisses me off the most. That's the shit that raises my blood pressure. Let's see. I am looking at a 1996 Peterbilt 379. Nice. Name your company. Yeah, buddy. No. I know a lot of you guys. I mean, this isn't the first time that I mentioned becoming an owner operator. And I've actually had a lot of people telling me that I should name the company Yeah, Buddy. This is what I was thinking. Now, it's going to be my last name and then trucking. So, for those of you that know me, So it's going to say Heffernan Trucking is going to be the name of the business. And the reason why I'm doing that, my one and only son is currently 5 years old, and I don't know what he's going to do with his life when he gets older. And there is a 50-50 shot of him taking after his father and any kind of luck. But in the event that, if I can get this business high enough, I would like to pass this down to my kids. Um, I can set my son up as a driver. My two daughters can work in the office, um, or do something else with the business, that part of it. Or, I mean, God forbid something happens to me, then we can sell off the business and split it between my three kids. So I'm trying to set it up to where my kids will be set, when they get older. So, and I mean, if I know my ex-wife, I'm sure my kids already have a bank account. I'm sure there's already money that gets put into it. I'm sure, if they get birthday money or Christmas money or whatever the case is, um, the money's going into the bank account. That I'm sure my ex-wife is doing. There's no doubt in my mind. So I know my kids are pretty much going to have a decent setup for when they get older. Now, um, I would very much like to put money into these accounts for them, and make sure that they're nice and set up and, stuff like that. But I'm forced to do that on my own. And, but it is what it is. That name was taken. Oh, yeah, buddy. Yeah, but I could have changed it up a little bit. Instead of doing Yeah Buddy Trucking, you could have did, Yeah Buddy Logistics or Yeah Buddy Transport, or, I mean, there's tons of things I could have changed up with it. But like I said, the reason why I'm going with the last name is because of my kids. And like I said, I mean, if my son gets to that point where, he wants to follow in daddy's footsteps and, he wants to become a driver, then, he'll, I can train him. I'll train him myself. I'll teach him to get his, CDL license, and, hell, I'll even buy him a truck. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, there's a lot of time. So Alfred Schmaltz. Hi, long time, he says. Yeah, no kidding. So that's the game plan. Um, like I said, hopefully 2 to 3 weeks, I'll have a better picture of what needs to happen, I guess. Well, right now, I will say this. The Peterbilt 379 is pretty much out of the question, only because I don't trust the dealership to save their life. Um, the current truck that I'm currently looking at is actually a Kenworth T660. It's a 2000, I think that one's a 2015 Kenworth T660. Real nice truck. It's got an 86-inch sleeper. So, but like I said, I mean, I'm not gonna be too picky when it comes to the truck. Um, when it, I know a lot of people, they kind of want these newer trucks and stuff like that, but I'm gonna be honest with you, these new trucks are just a mess. There's way too many electronics on these newer trucks, and they're breaking down constantly. I mean, I'm seeing 2022s broken down already, and to me, it's just ridiculous. The thing that I did like about that Peterbilt, though, I mean, one, it was a long nose 379, but being at a 2000, and kind of like what Kendall was saying, he's looking at a 1996. There's no DEF system in them. That's huge. However, the 2015 Kenworth that I'm looking at obviously has a DEF system, but it also has an APU. So I'll DM you on Discord later. Yeah, I don't have the Discord here yet. I don't have that, obviously on any of the electronics here in the trucks. And the gaming computer, I sold that to April's son. So gaming computer is bye-bye. There was no point. There was no point in having that anymore. I mean, hell, I'm never home anyways, and when I am home, I'm not on the computer. And that's actually why I sold it, because the last time when I still had the computer, I went home for 4 days and I never even turned the damn thing on. So it's like, you know what? Her son wanted it. He's real big into gaming. He really wanted to buy the computer, so it's just easier to sell it. I got more important things. I'd rather have the money to put towards more important things than to let the gaming computer sit there and collect dust. Def has been catching fire. Yeah, Def causes a lot of problems. Martin says, yeah, buddy. Yeah. I mean, see, this here is actually the first time I've ever had. No, I'm lying. This is now the second time that I've had a mechanical problem with a truck. The first one was when I first came back here with Creed, if you guys remember that shit story. When I got into that truck and the check engine light was on and the RPMs were going nuts. Remember that? So that was technically my first mechanical problem, and then now this. But, I mean, the mechanical problems that I've had is nothing. I mean, for the amount of time that I've been out on the road, and this is all I've had, as far as mechanical breakdowns, I'll take it. It's not bad. I've blown a tire twice, same tire twice within a week. So, but the other thing is I don't beat the shit out of my truck either. I mean, granted, it's a company truck, and I don't have to worry about it. However, I don't beat the crap out of it. I mean, I drive the truck as it should be driven. I don't, I'm not beating the shit out of this thing. I'm not taking corners at 60 miles an hour and slamming on the brakes all the time and flooring it every time the light turns green. I don't beat the crap out of the trucks. I take care of the trucks. I make sure that the maintenance is done on time with the trucks. And, I check the oil maybe once a week or whatever. But, I don't have any oil leaks. I check for that every night. So, like I said, if you take care of the equipment will take care of you. Are you going to still do videos and do a video when you're up and running? Yes. I was thinking about this earlier. April brought up a good point. She was telling me that because my main reason for doing YouTube videos was for my kids. I've said it 100 times in the past. You guys know that. And I mean, I never expected YouTube to get where it is. I've never really been about, pushing for more subscribers and all that stuff. So, for me making YouTube videos is something for my kids to go back and look at and say, during this time, Daddy was doing this, and this is where he's been and stuff like that. And, just even, videos like this one here, this is what Daddy's going through and, stuff like that. And, Daddy went from a company driver to an owner operator, and this is what he had to go through. That's the reason why I do YouTube videos. And, April had said something to me about it, about a week ago or whatever, that it's been a while since I've been on YouTube and that she thinks that I should continue doing the videos, stuff like that. And I agree. It's just lately with everything that's been going on and everything that I've been doing, it's just extremely hard to get videos out. And, at one point, I thought to myself, okay, I was going to surprise everybody and I was going to do, one of the vlog videos. And I started recording footage and stuff like that. And then by the time I got done driving, I'm like, I'm freaking spent. And it was like I don't even have the energy to go back into the phone, take the footage and put it in the editor and go through it all and edit the videos. I just didn't have the energy for it. And then next thing I know, it's almost a week later, and it's like there's no point. So I just ended up going back into the phone and deleting the video footage. It was nothing spectacular. I mean, it's all same crap. But once I get my own truck, yes, um, because I will be less stressed. First of all, let's remember that. And I will have more time as far as maybe in between loads because I'm gonna be booking my own loads, so I'm gonna have more time to do things like videos and editing and stuff like that. So yes, once I get into my own truck and get everything up and going, yes, I'm going. The goal is to get back on a regular basis as far as videos are concerned. Plus, the other thing you guys got to remember is like right now, I can't do a video while I'm driving. So, and I know there's going to be mixed emotions about, what I'm about to say, but, if I decided, one evening I'm driving and I wanted to go live on YouTube, I can press the live button, set it all up, and go live and start driving. And I can sit here and talk to you guys while I'm driving. And I don't have to worry about it. Because if somebody here, not saying anybody here would, but I mean, God forbid, somebody jumps onto YouTube and sees that I'm live while I'm driving and they get a wild hair in their ass, I'm calling your company. By all means, call me. Now, if I do that now, somebody could very easily call up Crete and say, hey, Al, Trucker Al, was doing a video on YouTube while he was, driving. They're they're probably going to have something to say about it. And I just don't need the bullshit. I mean, it's bad enough that they're telling me how to drive this truck. And now, if they turn around and think that they're going to tell me what to do with my YouTube channel, I don't think I'm going to have pleasant wording for them. Because the way that I feel about them right now, when I spoke to the fleet assistant manager this morning, she actually told me that before I call my asset manager, that I should really think about how I'm going to say what I want to say. So in other words, she didn't want me to call up my asset manager and mother F her left and right. My fleet assistant manager knows me very well. She has been on the shitty end of that stick once or twice. She has heard me go off for a couple of different reasons, and she knows it isn't pretty. So you decided not to call companies anymore. That should tell you how long it's been. Right? Yeah, no, we're not calling companies. Jesus, that was a long time ago, dude. Derek Bowie, I just grossed 26,000 this past month. Just grossed 26,000. As what? Owner op or company driver? I just seen Trucker Al practice following distance. They know you're lying. Well, here, you know what? Actually, no. I mean, that is actually one of the big things that I do. I don't tailgate. And regardless of if this truck's got the Bendix system or not, that's something that I try not to do is get up on people's asses because I mean, God forbid something happens. They blow a tire or a deer runs out or you know, they shit their pants or something like that. I mean, for whatever reason, they hit the brakes. I'm going right into them. So that's one of my big things when it comes to driving is I try to keep the distance between me and the vehicle in front of me. Now, if one of these jackass four-wheelers turns around and cuts me off and hits the brakes, you're shit out of luck. That camera that's in the center of my windshield is running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it runs on a cycle. So if something happens, all I got to do is hit the button, and it'll automatically save that file. So, um, you know, if you're a dumbass and you do something stupid and cause me, you know, to hit you or whatever the case is, you're on camera. So that's on you. And believe me, there's a lot of people out here that I question whether or not it's suicide. Because, I mean, I had one lady just the other day. She passed me here on the left, and when she cut in front of me, I couldn't even see her license plate. She was that close in front of me. From where I was sitting, I could not even see her license plate. And she cut me right off. And I'm, like I said, even this load here. This load here is what, 44 change? Yeah, 44, 379. I'm almost 80,000 pounds. So you cut me off and hit the brakes. That's suicide by truck. That's like pointing a gun at a cop. What are you expecting? Derek says, owner up. 26,000 this month. Good job, dude. Damn good job. So what's that? 12, 24, 6,500 a week. Come in my Zello channel tomorrow and holler at me. The name of the channel is Mother Truckers Channel 19. I'll have to check it out. Is that on YouTube? Let's see. Line slams on the brakes, had it fixed. Average 6,100 miles a week. Derek, man, you're no Zello app. Oh, all right. All right, so Derek, I've got to ask, because for some reason your numbers are fucked. 6,100 miles a week. Why are you doing 6,100 miles a week? Oh, $6,100. Gotcha. I'm like, something ain't fucking right. You got fucking twin turbos? Yep. So now I'm hoping that $6,100 a week is after your fixed and variable cost. Because if you're 6,100 for the week, and that's before your fixed and variable, that's kind of bad. I'd have to get more information. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you're a lease op. I mean, you said owner op, but are you lease op or are you running off the DAP board? Or are you running for a company? Now, see, like I said, and I'll give you guys this example again. I want you to think about this. Now, this is just an idea as to what the DAP board is like. So we'll say, for example, I wish I could bring it up, but I don't have it downloaded on the iPad. I have it on the phone currently. I think next time I'll try and bring it up. My truck payment is $700 and it's mine, not lease. Nice. So take this for an example. Hazleton, Pennsylvania to I don't fucking know. Let's say Hazleton, Pennsylvania to we'll say here, we'll just do the opposite of this. So from Pennsylvania to South Dakota, that load, for example, may pay, say it's listed on the DAP board at 4,500 for that load. Now, Hazleton to Pennsylvania is 1,300 miles. Pay like I said, pays out say 4,500. You're gonna call up the broker. You're gonna say, hey, I see you have this load in Hazleton, Pennsylvania, going to South Dakota. It's paying 4,500. I'll do it for $5,000. You always want to hustle the brokers when you're booking your own loads. So they might come back, well, we really can't do it for much more than 47. I really need to get 5 on this load. I've had a really rough week. Plus, with the weather and everything, the wind, I really need to get $5,000 for this load. Okay, we'll let you do it for 5. So now you go from Hazleton, Pennsylvania, you pick up that load and you take it to, say, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. 1,300 miles. That's 2 days. You drop that load off in South Dakota. Now, in 2 days, you just made $5,000 to your truck. Remember that. So now you pick up a load, say in South Dakota, going to, say, Lincoln, Nebraska. That load's paying $4,000. You call up the broker. Hey, I see you got this load in South Dakota going to Lincoln, Nebraska. It's paying $4,000. I'll do it for 45. I'll do it for 48. Okay, well, we can offer you 45 for the load. Okay, fine, I'll take the 45. So now, Sioux Falls, South Dakota to Lincoln, Nebraska. I don't know how far it is offhand. Say it's 1,000 miles, whatever. So you take, say, 2 days to do that load. So now you got 5,000 from the first load, 4,500 from the second load. You're 4 days in. You still got 3 days to go. You could do another load, say, for 4,000 within those 3 days. So now you got 5,000, 4,500, that's 95, plus another 4,000, that's 13,500. 10, 11, 12, yeah, 13,500. Double check my math. So now, you just made $13,500 to your truck. Your fixed costs and your variable costs. Now, this is what's going to be your truck payment, your insurance, road tax, fuel, trailer rental, insurance, all of the overhead pays, all your overhead. Say, for example, that cost you $4,000. Fuel, it's expensive. Whatever your truck payment is, like I said, insurance, taxes, the whole 9 yards. Say that's $4,000. So you take $4,000 off that 13,500. So now you're at what? 12, 11, 10, 9,500. Nope. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8,500. So after all of your expenses are paid, you just made $8,500 in one fucking week. And you only did 3 loads. That's how the DAP board works. That's how brokering or booking your own loads. That's how it's supposed to work. Now, there's loads that, say, for example, I know this is a big one. You could pick up in Hazleton, Pennsylvania, going to Grandview, Washington. Now, going from Pennsylvania to Washington may not pay as much. That may only pay say 5,500. However, you can get another load out of Grandview, Washington, going back to Pennsylvania that's paying, say, 9,900. So now, figure that's going to take maybe a little over a week. So you take the load out for $5,000 because you're going to get the other load coming back for, say, 99. So now, granted, it may take you 8 or 9 days. However, you just put almost $15,000 to your truck. That's how the things work. My truck payment is 7. I'm leased onto a company and get 12% gross. I get 88. Derek, that's exactly what I'm going to be getting paid. I don't know how you only did 6,100 miles a week though. You would really good, man. Just take the chance and do it. Yeah, Derek, I'm doing it 100%, no matter what. It's just what I have planned right now may get me out there and doing it within the next, we'll say within the next month. Um, if for whatever reason that part doesn't work out, then I will definitely be out there by the end of summer. I would have to stay here at Crete until the end of summer. However, if, like I said, I have a plan A, if that works out, great. I should be out within the next month. If plan A doesn't work, plan B will have me out by the end of summer. So either way, it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. Yep. But I mean, that's what I said, guys. Think about that. Now, when you own your own LLC, so that $9,500 that you just made, that goes to your business. I mean, you can do whatever you want with that money. Like I said, the first 4,000 paid all your fixed and variables. So, like I said, your truck payment's made, your insurance is made, your trailer rental's made, fuel's paid, everything is done. You just made $9,000 in 1 week. Now, this is where things get interesting. When you have an LLC, you pretty much run your own business. Now, LLC, limited liability, so therefore you're protected. So nobody can really go after you. Now, they can't go after the business in a nutshell. So you could turn around and show, okay, yeah, the business made 9,000, but now you got to pay yourself. Do you want to put $1,000 towards the business and put $8,000 in your pocket, or do you want to put $1,000 in your pocket and $8,000 into your business? You can do it either way. Now, let's see. Are you running under your own authority in this scenario or someone else? Because new authorities are lucky to get half of what you just said. Most brokers won't deal with you. No, I'm not running under my own authority. There's, like Derek just said, there's actually companies out there, and the one that I'm actually going to be going to, I know a couple of people that are already working for them, and they pay 88% of the load. So they take the first 12%, and then you get the 88%. But I'm DLT field is tomorrow at midnight. My doc says I'm in best shape in 20 years, down 25 pounds. BP is good, sugar is good. DOT examiner picking shit with the chickens from 5 years ago. Wait a minute. I mean, I'm not gonna turn around and pick into your business, but so what you're telling me is you can't pass a DOT physical because of an examiner giving you shit about it? About something from 5 years ago? What do you mean chickens? What the hell did you do to chickens 5 years ago? Do I even want to ask? Kevin says I'm currently headed to Indy. Yeah, I'm currently headed to frickin' Maryland. I'd much rather go to Indy. Um, yeah, so like I said, I mean, there's so much that has to get put into place in order for everything to work out right. And like I said, the first thing you guys want to do, your LLC, your EIN, and your Duns and Brooks. Once you get that done, then you can start looking at trucks. And that's going to be the hardest thing that you go through is finding the right truck for you. Because you want a truck that's going to last. Now, if you're going to buy a truck that has mileage on it, 900,000 or maybe even 1,000,000 miles on it. A lot of people that are just now coming into this industry, when they hear that a truck has 1,000,000 miles on it, they turn around and steer away from a truck like that. When in all reality, that 1,000,000 miles ain't shit. That truck's just broken in. I mean, even the truck that I'm currently looking at, it's got 980,000 miles on it. It's a beautiful freaking truck. So we'll see what happens with it. He made a suit better than Campbell. Expression, digging into the past. Oh, all right. I've never heard it quite put that way. But, personally, I'd go find a different examiner, I guess. Go get your DOT physical done somewhere else and not mention your past. I mean, unless it's really in the computer system already. But, I've seen it where medical examiners can be dicks and they will fight you tooth and nail to pass you. So, um, I've seen that quite a bit. All you gotta do is go change deal or go get a different examiner, medical examiner. Shit, if it's time to get up, it's got to be almost time to go. Yeah, I could leave. It's time to go. 9:30. 11:30. Yeah, we couldn't start the clock. All right, guys. So, um, we're gonna hang this up here. I gotta do my pre-trip and get the hell on. So, with that being said, when am I gonna do the next video? I don't know, guys. I really don't. Like I said, I've been busy, very, very busy. So, I will. Good luck, safe travels. Thank you. I will definitely keep everybody informed. Um, I mean, like I said, I may not be on here as often as I would like for right now. That will change in the near future. But I will, do my best to keep everybody updated here and on Facebook and on TikTok if you don't follow me on there. But I'll do my best to keep everybody updated as to what's going on. And believe me, the very moment that I get my truck, you guys are probably going to be the first ones notified. So, but like I said, I'll keep you guys updated. And until then, be safe, guys.